Hello and welcome. So I'm calling all pancake lovers here. I'm going to show you how to easily and quickly whip up a batch of pancakes and share my tips of how I make it simple so that we can have them every day. Homemade, blinking delicious, and let me show you how. So all we need is 4 ingredients. We need, in a bowl, 200 grams of self-raising flour. I also add in a teaspoon of baking powder, which makes the pancakes puff up more. I have got a free-range egg, so that goes in. And I have 300 mils of whole milk. And you can use semi-skim if you prefer. I wouldn't try it, or I haven't tried it with skimmed. So all we're going to do is gradually combine this milk into our mixture. Generally, I would do it in my Kenwood, but you can't see what I'm doing in that. So I'm just going to show you using just this little hand whisk. And just to start with, I haven't turned it on, just combining some of it. If I added in all the milk in one go, what would happen is I'd end up with loads and loads of lumps, and I don't want lumpy pancakes. So I'll turn it on now, mix it in. Just to combine, you've got a really, really thick paste, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more milk. Make sure you get around the bowl. Now it's time to add some more. I'm turning my mixer down because I don't want to wear it all. A bit more. And so this helps it go to a runny texture, but not loads and loads of lumps. And one last thing to do, I'm just going to scrape down my bowl, because as you're whisking, your mixture splats up the side. So I want to make sure I've captured everything. And just give it one more quick whisk. There we go. That was just over 2 minutes to get a batch of pancake mixture. Now, I would make this, and whatever I don't use, I would store in a container that I can then shake it up when I need to. If, say, I wanted to use the rest of the mixture the following day, then having it in a container that you can shake it in will allow you to then get the air back into it. So all I'm going to do now is decant this mixture without trying to get it all over the work surface. I'm going to decant it into this, I think it's a smoothie container. I don't use it enough for smoothies, but it's brilliant for this. And so you can store it in the fridge for a good couple of days. It does thicken up when you put it in the fridge. I've got it all down the side of the bowl, but it doesn't matter. So that is pancake mixture ready to go. No added nasties. So I'm going to share some more tips in a second. So when it comes to cooking the pancakes, I do have a dedicated pan for my pancakes, purely because I don't want any of the smells to get into my pancakes. And as I said, we have them every day. So I have a pan. I don't use oil. You do not need oil added to your pancakes at all. So it's a non-stick pan. And so a couple of things I would say is that if you want your pancakes thinner, then leave out the baking powder. It's not essential. So that takes it down to 3 ingredients to make some delicious pancakes. If you can add, if you go to use it the following day and you want it to be a little bit runnier, add in a drop of milk, give it a good shake, and add some more. Now, if you wanted added nutrition, then what I would do is I would add in some milled flax seeds, and I would add in 15 grams of milled flax seeds. I did it when my son was doing his GCSEs, and I wanted something that would keep him fuller for longer, but also I knew was packed with goodness. So you can add those in. The caveat I would say is that the milled flax seeds will thicken the mixture, certainly on day 2. So you will need a little bit extra milk, but just give it a mix and then use it. And I'm just going to show you next how I would bake these, cook them, not bake, cook them, just on the hob. They take a minute each side and they are then ready to go. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, this is dead simple. So my pan is hot. My hob goes up to 9 and this is on 5.5. So the longest part of making pancakes is your pan heating up. And all I'm going to do, as I mentioned, dry fry, okay? So tips them out. And I am aiming for them to be around this size. You see them in the shops all the time, but that puffs up beautifully. And all you do is say it's a minute either side. So that will start cooking underneath, and the top of it will have lots of bubbles. And when you've got bubbles all over the top, that's when you turn it over. And literally, all I'm going to do is just wait. I don't do any fancy flipping of my pancake. I literally use just a spatula just to flip it over. I don't have any fancy techniques to show you on that, but this is, it's just goodness. That's all it is. So I've got big bubbles all over the top, and then I turn it over. And then I cook it on the other side, and then it's time to tuck it. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm glad I cut that part of the video off, because it's like watching paint dry. This is the longest cooking pancake I've ever made in my life, purely because I'm watching it. Anyway, I've got bubbles. I've got some big bubbles on the top, and all I'm going to do now is literally just turn it over. And as I turn it over, it will puff up, and we will end up with a pancake looking like this beauty. So have a go. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to go and eat some pancakes. Have a great pancake day. Bye.